Because this is a tour that very nearly didn't happen, isn't it?
I had to go into hospital and have an operation, so I had to cancel half my dates. But I've packed them all in, so I'm not, you know, every date I said I'd do, I'm doing.
But what was wrong?
Well, I had a lump, and then the Daily Mirror got hold of it. That was painful. And I didn't know what I had, because I've got that sort of stomach where you can't really tell what's going on, you know. And somebody said to me, "You've got a lump of muscle down there. Did you know?" And I was rather pleased. Anyway, it turned out to be. It wasn't anything very good, and I had to have it taken away and a new fireplace put in. But what a terrible old jokes now. I've been on the road too long. I'm really sorry. Yes, so I had to have an operation. I had to go into casualty.
Oh, yeah. What was that like?
Well, it brought out the worst of my compulsiveness, because I was in the cubicle, and I'd gone into sort of spasm, and I couldn't move my hands like this, and they said, "You can't go home, you're dehydrated, you have to be rehydrated." And I said, "Oh, let me go home, I only live around the corner." And they said, "No, you have to stay." So they left me in this cubicle with a drip in, and my husband was sitting there reading the paper, and then he got up to go and get my things, and he left the paper, and it wasn't, like, properly squared off. It was all, you know. And I thought, I've got to tidy it up before anybody comes back in the room. So I was trying to tidy up the paper, and I was attached to the wall by a drip like this. And then I thought, well, I'll just tidy up everything else in the cubicle while I'm here. So I was leaning forward, and I was trying to tidy all the other 3 walls without getting away from the drip, and then my needle came out. So I had to, and all blood was coming out the back. So I went out and I said, "I'm really sorry, my drip's come out." And they went, "Oh, well." Anyway, nobody came in. But a bit later, it wasn't an emergency. A bit later, somebody came in and put the needle back in, but they didn't attach it to anything. So for the whole of the next day, I had all the painful bit, none of the drugs.
And what happened? Did you just sit there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You just waited?
Oh, no, I was being attended to. I don't want to run down the National Health Service. They were great, and they said to me, "You don't really want to be in a ward with other people?" And I said, "No, I don't, because I don't want people coming up saying, 'Hey, you'll get a sketch out of this.' You know, I didn't want that to happen." And so they put me in a little room, and I mean, there wasn't a curtain. People in the office going, "Hey, Pamers."
But you will get a sketch out of it, won't you?
Well, I did. I've got my whole act out of it, actually.
You have?
Yeah. The whole of the first half is about that.
I'm talking about sketches too. There's coming up on television in about, what, a month's time, I think.
Yeah.
There's the history of the sketch show, isn't there? Which you're fronting.
Yeah.
I mean, the history of it? I mean, what does that mean? I mean, where did it start?
It's a celebration of it, really. Well, it started in the music hall when they needed to change the scenery, and they'd send 2 comedians out in front of the cloth, what they call the front cloth scene, and they would do back chats while they changed the scenery, and that turned into a little sketch, and then gradually people built up those things, like you got sort of Harry Tate's golfing sketch and hairdresser sketch, and then they went onto the radio, and now, you know, television adopted them, and they're just such a big part of television comedy.
Are they very difficult to write? Because, I mean, it seems to me that they are difficult. I'm answering my own question, because not a lot of them work, do they?
No, they're very hit and miss.
As a writer, you must find that
it's very difficult to get one with a good plot and a good development and a good payoff.
Yeah.
But when it works, it's fantastic. If you think of Morecambe and Wise with Andre Previn, you know, that's a fantastic sketch. Yes. And there's so many. The reason I wanted to do it was because everybody knows about it. It's not erudite. We all know about comedy sketches, and we can all quote lines from sketches, and it's a real part of our history, and I really thought it was worth doing.
Yes. What about now this business about touring? I mean, it's exhausting.
It's like climbing a mountain every night, especially playing the Albert, just because it's so big. The amount of energy you pump out.
But do you need to tour?
I don't need to tour, but I decided this year I wouldn't tour again, and this was going to be my last tour. And I thought, if I know it's my last tour, I really, really will give it the full welly and really enjoy it. And I am.
But you're definitely, this is definitely the last tour. It's not the Sinatra thing.
I'm not trying to do the Sinatra thing, and I don't think I will tour again, because there's so many other things I want to do, and I've done this for a long time, and I know how to do it.
Does this decision greatly please the great Stupendo, your husband,
well,
Jeffrey?
it means he can tour more, you know, because at the moment we're sort of a bit box and cox, and he can't tour when I tour, so he's pleased,
Yes, because he does quite a bit of work up in Yorkshire, doesn't he?
Well, he does. He goes away and does Countdown, which he's just went away to do. And what I didn't realise, because I don't watch it, they do... I do watch it. And they do like 10 in a day with the same audience though. But at the end of each programme they have to like swap cardigans and move about a bit. You know? Yeah, I'll wear those. And so the last time he went, he took up like 10 jackets in one suit cover, and I was fretting. I was thinking, oh God, when he gets there, you know, they're going to be all crumpled. And I thought, no, it's all right, at Yorkshire Television there'll be some sort of wardrobe person. I'm thinking Richard Whiteley must have somebody who helps him with his jackets. And I thought, actually, you know, looking at Richard Whiteley's jacket, does he have a wardrobe assistant? Does he have a deck chair attendant? I don't know what he has. But I said that joke in my show there the other night, and knock on the door, Richard Whiteley in a bloody doorway.
Well, lots of people talking
about it.
So what you'll have in future then, apart from you've been doing the writing, of course, and concentrating on what? Any new projects? Or?
I've got things in the back of my mind, but I mean, I'm just going to take a break and just see what comes to the surface, really.
Okay, right. Victoria Wood, thank you very much indeed. Victoria Wood.